Alright. Everything should be going. Doing my checks. This is the first time I'm launching the game, and as such, I usually launch it during stream rather than having it pre-launched. That requires Mixer and everything actually working first. Also started a bit late because I had some issues going on and wanted to make some updates to this model. Alright, everything seems to be working. Let's get the game launched. Play. Play. Oh, cool. My arm's broken. I touched my head. Why? Okay, what the heck? I literally just finished adjusting all this stuff. Why is it now, like, messed up? Ugh! Okay, why is the hand movements messed up? Okay, whatever. It'll just have to be messed up a little bit. Anyways, today is the Warhammer 40k Dark Heresy Beta. Came out just today. Ah. Hacking your cheat. Okay. As developers, your information we can only get from you. Click to opt into sending game statistics. Yes, this is a beta, that's kind of the point. Settings. Ooh, that was a weird effect. For Bloodstain's language, sending game statistics, autosave, tooltip delay. Okay. Okay. That's Steam Deck. Alright, this looks good. Alright. New game. Feeling daring. It's not recommended for players unfamiliar with the Warhammer 40k Dark Heresy system. I'm assuming it's either going to be similar to the TTRPG or similar to Rogue Trader, I'm assuming, and in which case I have experience with both. Also, too, I just like difficulty. Default portraits. Other than these two, I think these are like similar to Rogue Trader ones. I don't like this one. Unavailable. Ah, there's zealous, pragmatic. Like pragmatic.
Violence it is then. Better your blood than mine. I'll make it work.
Alright. Archetypes.
The witch. The mutant. The heretic. The enemies.
Soldier, operative. I like operatives. Expose weakness, ruthless tactics. So yeah, that's like movement, psychic ability.
Few can comprehend the scale.
I love how all of our zero except mystic.
To know and continue regardless is what it means to serve in our holy order. May the Emperor
I do like
forgive
operative.
those who stand against us. For the Inquisition.
Origin.
surely
Militarum,
will
noble,
not.
sinking psyker, criminal. Pass metal. The target enemy must pass metal test. On failed test, they suffer -9 penalty. Target of this ability deals 6%. This attack deals 12% more damage to disposable enemies. I like the fact that it gives agility. Dynasty. Rogue, Assassin, Enforcer. More license their enemy. Character does increase damage to vital parts and reduces enemy morale when they do. Hit with melee attacks, enemies without armor have an increased chance of suffering critical effect. Let's go with Assassin. Homewool. Highwool, Deathwool, Forgewool. Probably Forgewool. Closer agility, wits and mobility. Perception, resistance. Intelligence, toughness, tech use resistance. Select ability scales on int bonus plus toughness bonus instead of characteristic bonuses. Oh! Protective Vestment. Select ability removes all levels of burning from the target and grants it +2 damage reduction for 1 round. So it must pass a metal test with something that's 2 rounds, where it has no armor, it's just 2 morale regardless. Attack made by the build character reduces enemy armor to 0, the enemy suffers 3 more damage. Oof. That was fun. Perception instead. Target's damage reduction is increased by +4. Turn. Target must pass a metal test with suffer -2 morale. That's applied to abilities. Each modifier enhances or alters single ability and can change outside of combat. Interesting. Characteristics. Yep, good old characteristics. Int. I like int. Let's get intelligence, agility, and toughness up. And perception. And willpower. Appearance. Check out a face. Got a body. Yeah, I kind of like one. Weird. Hairstyle. I like that one. Ooh, kind of blue hair. I like blue hair. Beard, I don't like beards. Touching color. Scars. Let's go some scars. Tattoos. I don't like those tattoos. They worry me. Augmentations. Let's have some augmentation, I guess. We are playing a Forge World character. Next. Flash. Emerald, Forge World Criminal Operative. Alright, let's go. Pressing Alt-B to report bugs. Received stuff. So now to see how much stuff I receive. Nothing good. Aching joints are twisted to their limit, locked in mandibles. It's hard to breathe. The bitter scent of sacred incense fills your nostrils and throat, making you lightheaded. Inhale, the sharp pain echoes from the ribs, broken during interrogation. Exhale, swollen artery at your temple throbs in time with the scratching of the Tarantine Cabal, organization within the Ecclesian Conclave of the Inquisition, is composed of representatives of different holy orders. We're going to do the Tarantine Cabal is to study the mysterious phenomena of the Tyrant Star and its related prophecy. Mark transcriptors cogitate quill. The attention of those present is fixed on you. You cannot tear your gaze from the dark eye sockets of golden mask looming over the stands. Session 280043 Iota Pi of the Cabal is now convened. Subject of the session, the loss of the vessel's Schultes Valor. Loss of 86% Terminus Omega Warband, including servants of the Golden Throne of mid and high rank acolyte Veradas Izev, deceased. Pilot Persephone Shirk, deceased. Inquisitor Leander de Taral, deceased. Accused, Lash. Do I know all these people? Who are they? You are in the Grand Hall of the Tarantine Cabal. Yet among its members you recognize only Lord Inquisitor Zerbi. Master de Taral is dead, and the rest likely the proxies of their patrons. According to witness testimony, Terminus Omega Warband bears partial responsibility for the loss of Holy Inquisition's mechanical, informational, and human resources. The death of the Inquisitor, however, is the sole responsibility of the acolyte. Accused, do you deny your guilt? I rejected the warband was a transportation of a classified asset. Fulfilled my duty to the Cabal and my cure. Loosen there. With all due respect to the Cabal, I would beg leave to ask the acolyte a different question. Suppose we address another portion of the testimonies gathered and the remnants of data extracted from the Servo Sarai, specifically those regarding the causes behind the wall of Schultes of Valor. Is there a solid event? Wishes to know, are you certain of the version of events you have before you? Answer, acolyte Lash. Probing unblinking gaze studies your face. It's literally my image blacked out. And it's the heretic Astartes were somehow involved, and I don't know how so quickly the marine may be found. No pin change anything, Schultes' Valor was destroyed among all the evidence. No doubt in the Inquisitor's mind the destruction of Schultes' Valor was caused by a band of heretic Astartes. A wave of uneasy whispers traveled through the Grand Halls you speak. His sharp gaze sweeps over the assembly, keenly observing their reactions. Inquisitor Amazi's voice, streaming from the servitor's vox, cuts through the tense pause. Truly remarkable fact in this entire affair is that the Acolyte survived direct exposure to the light of the Tyrant Star. Flash recount his experience now, lest the knowledge be lost to sudden madness or some other consequences. Mono Dominant, uncompromising exterminator of even the slightest signs of heresy, driven by the high ideals of duty, the guidance of and self-sacrifice. Venus Hyperis a Xenophite, adherent of the necessity of xenotech research in cooperation with Xenos for the sake of achieving the goals of the Imperium. An interesting quest. I'm glad that within the Terran file there, in some who understand the value of knowledge, especially the forbidden kind. Alignment shift. Xenos Hyperis and Xenophite. If the servant God Emperor believes that the forces of our archenemy can and must be used for the benefit of the Imperium, in the righteous hands, the forces become a weapon of truth. Our approving exclamations reach your ear, as do several indignant outcries. Your responses cause an arrest amongst the audience. Some evidently welcome your broad-mindedness, others are curious, over words they consider to be tantamount to heresy. The file is clearly divided between those who interpret the freedoms of the Inquisition more liberally and those who insist on strict adherence to existing prohibitions. Visitor's question is accepted and admitted to the record. Answer fully and with complete candor, Acolyte. Written in as plain as if that nothing still had poured over me, as if every my body's shattered once. And we're staring light, impossible to describe words, eclipsed everything, the end only darkness for me, without and within. Saw something strange, an auditorium filled with strangers, a hollowed figure of sorts that spoke to us. Tell the truth. Auditorium, a hollowed figure. Ravings of an afflicted mind, or data is required. Consider this, the Acolyte is either a lucky bastard who survived an impossible situation, or a complete idiot who returned to a stronghold of Golden Throne servants while actually being an agent of the Arch Enemy. Fancy skull. Okay, what is that clicking noise? Seems to stop. Also, that was a weird occurrence. I had to do that to... I think that was something with my computer. I don't know what happened with my computer just now. So, it might have been caused by my computer and not the game. I need to keep track of that happens again. Evidence or without, if we execute the Acolyte now, we may forever lose vital details regarding the nature of the Hereticus Tenebrae. Most effective course would be to extract the Acolyte's brain from a synaptic reconstruction and the memo fragments and replications of lost memory segments pertaining to the incident. It was no taint upon my soul. Survived because one of the warband pulled me out of the light of the Tyrant Star. Reality is one of Lord Inquisitor Zerby. Reality is one of eternal struggle for resources, for survival, for hope. Reality full of pain and abhorrent resources, where nothing ever goes according to plan. In this very reality, we face a choice: fulfill his duty to the Inquisitor, or obey the oath he swore to all of humanity. Anyone who claims the choice is obvious is lying to themselves. The loss of Shulatus of Valor, of the Acolytes and Leander, it is all meaningless if your bones are left to rot on a doomed planet. Flash and Terminus Omega did not merely survive, they delivered the artifact into the hands of the Tarantine Cabal. Terminus Omega. I truly believe that by volunteering to retrieve the artifact, Leander D. Taro did not fully comprehend the significance of his mission. Inquisitor understood better than any of us the meaning of the absolute submission to one's duty. And that same resolve also took root in his acolytes, so I will ask the Cabal only once, the last to deserve retribution. Skill tests in dialogue. One of the available skill tests, success or failure, affects how the dialogue develops. The cursor over the dialogue option press the skill test, and you will see a tooltip telling your chances of success and the party member with the highest score in the skill. This test succeeded, had a 75% chance. The fact that Lord Inquisitor Zerbe and himself is now your sole benefactor makes your every nerve pull tight. Favor of the mighty carries a steep price, and you have not yet been told the cost. The Grand Hall falls silent. Pale faces clenched jaws and disapproving stares. Pale faces clenched jaws, disapproving stares, yet none dare to raise their voice. Then the golden mask turns toward you. In its dark eye sockets, you finally see a glint of living, attentive eyes. Remove the chains, henceforth lashes under my protection. Yippee! Interesting solution. Well, I know that Asian has escaped execution because of Sullivan. Sullivan will be most survived. This precedent must be recorded in the annals immediately. Disgrace, and one Christopher never fails to amaze, even an old man such as myself. At first, the Lord Inquisitor's words are met with only stunned expression, but the hall suddenly erupts in a clamor of astonished voices. I can never atone for the death of Inquisitor de Terral, but I will do everything I can to ensure his sacrifice was not in vain. It'll be interesting to see what form your own sacrifice will take. Storm Survivors. Following the mission board, determines to make a warband was a symbol for his controversial decision, which had... Enough talk. The Cabal has matters to discuss without you. Report to Quartermaster Numas. He will turn your gear and prepare you for your next assignment. Lord Inquisitor makes a sharp gesture and the guards part, clearing a path to the Grand Hall's exit. Next time on the session's agenda is... Yar! We are playing Dark Heresy, so we can stop the darkest of heresies. Or cause them. I don't know. It can kind of go either way. Oh, leveled up. I'm level 2. With a stack it. The offered is all the way up to level 25. Dang. Some attacks deal 20% more damage than the target suffering from exploit. This value increases by 14, but exploit is then against target suffering. This value is increased by 14%. Yeah, I know it's very similar, and there's a reason why I liked this one, because I like the other one. Some attacks cost plus 1 AP more, cannot be used in the same terms as exposed weakness. At this archetype rank, the character can increase their skill values. Okay, is Fellowship? Yeah, I have a tendency to do that. Tech use. I have a sword, a stub revolver, acolyte cloak. Whereas defense is increased by 4. Defense 14. Armor, wounds, skills. Critical status, damage over time, negative, positive. Spotter's bolt pistol. Chance to hit the same target with this weapon increased by 15% for 1 round. Does not stack. Melee range. Ooh, sniper rifle. Size shots of the weapon force the target make an additional test to avoid critical effect. Target must make it even if its armor durability is more than 0. So, less durability and damage reduction, but I don't suffer critical effects to the arms. Interesting. Okay, here's Hagen Bonehead, Wayseeker, Crude. Builder gains plus 10 awareness. Plus 4 defense. Assuming that's good. Playable. That's sniper rifle. Character convictions. Monodominant. Xanathite. Dolphin, staunch blue and venomous brand designs, fulfillment which demands unity and not core. Dominant humanity as a whole. Seen as hybrish. Oh, modifications. Target enemy must pass metal test. Focus test for 1 round. Scales on that instead of characteristic bonuses. Oh, I see, it says in the top right. Scaling characteristic. So if I do like this, then that'll be based upon you know, it'd be based upon the toughness and intelligence divided by 2, which is basically the same as perception. So, no actual reason to apply that at the moment. Select ability removes all levels of burning from the target and grants it plus 2 damage reduction. Attack made by the forge will character reduces the enemy's armor to 0, the enemy suffers 4% damage. Oh, AI bot. It's a bot. You're gone, bot. Weakling Slayers. Attack deals 14% more damage to disposable enemies. Sure. Target's ability deals Target of this ability deals plus 7% vital damage. Target enemy must pass metal test. Failed test is suffer minus 9. Okay. Talents. Expose heresy. Expose weakness. Assassin. Ruthless tactics. Save a life. Board gold. Hey, were these two given based off my choices in that in the event? Oh no, it's from these two things. Okay. Journal, reputation, Lythwold's fleets, Centillion missions, Centillion Fusiliers, Sidians. Tutorial journal. Map. Ooh, loot. Alright. Blind the aid. Young man with friendly face and impeccable hearing offers a salute the moment you leave the Grand Hall. Blind Sylvis, Quartermaster's aide, assigned to escort you after the meeting of the Tarantine Cabal. Master Accolade. Piercing green eyes study with genuine interest. Why would I need an escort? I do not know. Blind looks somewhat embarrassed. For the time being, I am only an aide under the patronage of Quartermaster Nunes. I run around errands for him all over the Bastion Serpentis, and now I have been ordered to escort you to him in his convocation room meeting. Fortress and surface until his activities. Bastion serves as base of operations and information repository of the Tarantine Cabal. Something wrong with my face? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, please forgive me, Master Acolyte. It's just that you're the hesitates for a few moments. The agent who retrieved an artifact that the Tarantine Cabal has been hunting for years. Assault in Asia. Even when sealed in a metal chest, it looks simply unbelievable and dangerous. How did you even manage such a feat? But I'm talking too much. You have important matters to attend to, not idle gossip from your aide. My apologies. Don't be shy, speak up. Wouldn't mind hearing how the Bastion got on while I was away. As an aide, I encounter all sorts of news and rumors every day. I can share them with you, but only after you've met with Quartermaster Numis, or else will come up with another cruel punishment for my slow work. Alright, then take me to the Quartermaster. Of course, follow me.
No sense in delaying.
Okay, in that regard, I had two choices. Zealous or Pragmatic. And I don't generally care to do, Zealous. Those convocation rooms originally studied one of the former Inquisitors of the Cabal. Extremely secretive one, but the corridor leading to it is inconspicuous. I would have picked a different choice for a voice if there was more than two choices. It depends on a lot of things. The Blessed ripped him in half, and all because of those damn faulty batteries, Numis. Your informant might have lived if you could just shoot straight, or is your lack of practice my fault too? Dang. Hey, I should practice on you, you armory rat. Life is the property of the Inquisition. Are you prepared to deprive the Holy Ordos of their asset? They get eaten by a Grox. To all servants of the Holy Ordos, and the Bastion Serpentis words have been spoken, decisions made, and a path charted. Question 2800432. Load to High of Cabal is not included. The God Emperor receive our sacred service. End of transmission. Okay. Acolytes can be all over the place in what they do and how they work because the Inquisition exists in a weird state of you have to know what you're hunting. So you have those who will hunt without regard, and then you have those who will try to learn what they are hunting. So it kind of gets all over the place as to how exactly an Inquisition acolyte focuses on stuff. So it can kind of go all ways. It's why there's typically there's typically two branches. Well, there's actually a lot more than two, but they get generally consolidated into 1 or 2 branches: the Puritans and the Radicals. The Puritans are basically it's dogmatic protocol. What the dogma says is what they must do, and that is all. And then you have the Radicals, which are like, hey, if we can learn how a cult to Nurgle starts, then we can find them before they actually get created. By knowing such things, they are more likely to fall to chaos, but they are also more likely to stop chaos. And there's also the fact, too, that Inquisition acolytes are kind of pulled from all walks of life, and I plan to run Radical. I like Radical. Radical's fun. I don't plan to go heretical, but I do plan to go radical. Radical is more fun because you get like fun stuff. I don't know. I always find radical to be more interesting. But that's kind of like, well, there's also the fact too that I picked the criminal background for agility bonus. Why is my hand freaking out? Anyways, but yeah, so I picked the criminal background, and so just this is kind of what I'm going with. I like radical stuff. Quartermaster Numis. A solidly built, middle-aged man looks at you over exquisitely handcrafted spectacles, or giving a brief nod. Quartermaster Numis, spare me the introductions. You and Lash have already been briefed about you. Blind, you did well for once. Acolyte arrived on time. Blind hides a smile and casts you a look of gratitude. What the Acolyte want from you? Justice. Such a commodity is not available in the Inquisition's warehouses. Caustic smile flickers across Numis' face for a moment. Such remarkable courage. Numis' face twists, as if he had heard not praise, but something profoundly dissatisfying. I have been threatened by people far more intimidating, and far larger. Probably Nogrin. Told you would issue me new equipment. Long glass, and a sword. Hurts what deals with enemies that have not suffered damage. So strong. Plus 11 extra armor damage, plus 5 vital damage. Two-handed, sharp shooting, covert. Laser weapon, precise shot. Laser weapon, single shot. It says here that Lash is entitled to non-rotational issuance of equipment due to the unplanned It says here that Lash is entitled to non-rotational issuance of equipment due to the unplanned deprecation of the previous set. Here, take it. Next scheduled issue is in 3 scintillant years. Furthermore, the servant of distribution, Block Omega 12, Quartermaster Numis, is hereby instructed to assume the duties of distribution. A distribution overseer in regard to any blessings. Issue 2, he reads more closely, trailing off to muttering. When he finishes, he lifts his cold gaze to you. You've been assigned to the verdict, and I've been assigned to you. I'll head to the dock once I've concluded my present business. If you wish to continue this conversation, I'll be waiting for you there. Oh. Tuama. The interrogator's expression is unreadable. In the dull light of the lumens, the painful bruises scattered across his face may have taken on a yellowish-green hue, and the split above his brow is healing into yet no swollen ridge. Time no see, lunch. Dreadful, Master Ortis. Look at yourself in the mirror. Beautiful sight. Is it worth all the Medicaid's time and effort to patch you up? Only for the Cabal's torturers to break your freshly minted bones all over again? Spare me the formalities. You're of equal rank now. Thanks to your devotion to the Tyrantin's Cabal mission, the Warband lost an Inquisitor. What kind of interrogator would allow such a thing to happen? Those were their exact words before they stripped me of my stats. You were a rather mediocre interrogator anyways, god dang. So the Cabal didn't put you to death after all. I assume we'll be working together on equal footing now, since we're both acolytes. Never said that. While you were recovering the infirmary, the Lord Inquisitor reassigned my position within the Tyrantin Cabal structure. I've been given a new mission, and a new patron. Make no mistakes, the Cabal hasn't revoked my sentence. By the Lord Inquisitor's decree, my execution has merely been stayed. If I can achieve redemption by completing the mission he has assigned to me, my life will be spared. For a little while longer, at least. Warren's test succeeded. Holy crap, just barely. I rolled a 20, needed a 20. Or less. For a moment, a trace of profound weariness rose in Tuama's gaze, his lips apart as if to say something more. The unspoken words dissolved in the emptiness between you. Inquisitor Zerby bade me inform you that he expects you in his work chambers 1 floor above. I advise you not to tarry, unless you wish to forfeit the new patron's favor. You will not find a replacement for him. Okay, so I need to go... where? Infirmary, training facility, chapel, Kyvan Serpentis, atrium. Convocation room. Report to Lord Inquisitor's orientation point. The Lord Inquisitor's work chambers can be reached through a steeped passageway in the Bastion Serpentis atrium. Okay, so I can go to the atrium. So like over here. Lord Inquisitor Zerby's chambers. Okay. This is Zerby's study. Entry is permitted only after one has recited the appropriate litany and filled with reverence. Master Acolyte. How long have you known Numis? It's been a couple of years now since I was assigned to the Quartermaster. The job isn't easy. Most acolytes either choose to ignore A's or else just boss us around. But what can you do? Everyone has their own path in. Oh, thank you for the follow. Everyone has their own path in the way of serving the Holy Orders. With a bit of diligence, I'll soon be allowed to manage the Bastion's resources like Master Nicholas. What happened in the Bastion during my absence? Let's see. There was an incident in Archivum Serpentis, and as a result, Lord Inquisitor Zerby has imposed additional security measures. Now his guards are under orders to search anyone who seems even remotely suspicious. Visitors are exempt, of course, but acolytes, even interrogators, are being searched regularly. Many take offense at that, but who would dare oppose the will of Lord Inquisitor? Also, Inquisitors Amazi and Soldovan had a public discussion about the essence of the Hereticus Tenebra in the far wing, but once again they did not concur. What else? Oh yes, the old atrium hall near the infirmary was ordered to be repurposed for some new Medicaid project, but I don't know the details yet. Alright, let's move on. By the Inquisition Lash Order of Hereticus, access to the Lord Inquisitor's chambers is granted by virtue of the meritorious service to the Holy Orders. Meritorious.
Never still for long.
Former acolyte and late Inquisitor Leander de Terral has arrived, Lord Inquisitor. Inquisitor Zerby. Several long minutes pass in absolute silence. Every now and then, whispers of flipped report pages break up the hush. Finally, Lord Inquisitor closes the leather-bound folder and raises his eyes to you. The destruction of Soltis of Valor, the death of Leander de Terral, the loss of the Locanthos system. We live in dark times, rich in great losses. Anton Zerby's hand tightens around the report folder. Leander was convinced that the heretic Astartes were to blame for the destruction of the ship. You agree with his conclusions. I have no reason not to believe you both, even if no solid evidence survived. But Leander is dead. The evidence has disappeared. The words of potentially corrupted acolytes are lacking in credit. To force Inquisitors to delay their affairs and redirect resources to fight a hidden enemy, one needs strong proof indeed. Proof that a blade has been raised over the capital of Calixis. You will do this. When you receive a new assignment, study your surroundings, and seek individual events which, when pieced together, will paint a picture of the lurking evil. Trust in our testimony is the highest honor, Lord Inquisitor. Belief and trust are fundamentally different entities. Your reports are logical and align with interrogation transcripts, and I believe what they say. Can I trust the narrator himself? Answer this question more often. Even when you gaze into the mirror, especially when you gaze into the mirror. Silentco, I will do all that is possible to complete this task. This is not enough, Acolyte. I expect you to go beyond the possible. The time has come when only this will allow humanity to prevail. You made me your acolyte, while others blame me for the death of Master de Terral. Why? For many years, Leander and I forged a path for humanity, side by side, through the infinite darkness. Even when our views on the pains of this galaxy changed, each of us continued to serve him unwaveringly. And just as Leander once paved the way to the future with the hands of his acolytes, you will become a new bearer of his by will. He removes his inquisitorial sigil from his neck and gives you a strange look. One who is incapable of sacrifice will never bring change. But you, Acolyte, have shown enough fortitude to do so. He thrusts out his hand and slowly reveals the sigil. Even if you must give up everything and everyone, even if it means losing your own humanity, do it to achieve our goal. Inquisitorial Sigil, a symbol of authority, meaning Acolyte to act in the name of their Inquisitor. system and Tyranny Cabals will and the eradication of heresy that's not determined from the field of service. When humanity becomes the price for fulfilling the will of the Tyranny Cabal, I'll gladly pay. You're losing your own humanity. Humanity becomes the price for fulfilling the will of the Tyranny Cabal, then I'll gladly pay. Also, figure of Anton Zerby remains still, and his golden mask obviously think of a nod. What happened to the Oracle Noxus? It has yet to be prepared for the sanctification ritual. When servants cleanse the artifact with prayers and detecting that these run their course, it will take its intended place in the atrium hall, where every servant of Tyranny Cabal will be able to watch it and study it. Why does the Oracle Noxus bear such importance to the Tyranny Cabal? I have seen it outwork aboard Schultz's Valor. Perhaps the memories are so painful that your mind refuses to accept them. Even before the cursed light of Tyrant Star fell upon the world, the verdict, and you, the artifact, had radiated a blinding glow, hadn't it? The Oracle Noxus is nothing but a herald of inevitable tragedy. The rise of the spectral sun, and Hereticus Tenebrae. From now on, new catastrophe will not catch the Tarantine Cabal off guard, because of you and the sacrifice of De Terral. Are there any new assignments for me? 2 minutes. The essence of the Hereticus Tenebrae has remained unknown to the Tarantine Cabal for hundreds of years. Before you begin your own investigations of this phenomenon with a clean slate, revisit every lead gathered by your predecessors, trace connections, and draw new conclusions. Start your research with a visit to the strictest section of the Bastion Serpetus archives. Inquisitor waves his hand and the lumens flare in the eye sockets of the serviceables hovering nearby. I'm certain you recognize the server as Sorium. The events aboard Schultz's Valor resulted in considerable damage to the device, but the tech priest managed to restore its functionality. Alas, the same cannot be said of the data from your last mission. I returned Terrell's device to you. Use its full potential to carry out the mission entrusted to you. Minutes and tons, Zerby. Is there anything you have not shared with me yet about Schultz's Valor, about what happened to you in the Spectral Sun shone upon you? Speak. I will listen. Technically, I've already told this, but whatever, I'll just tell it again. Tell the truth, I saw something strange, an auditorium full of strangers and a helmeted figure of sorts that spoke to us. I see. And what did this figure want? I'm unsure. It spoke of odd things, a shield against the darkness, the impotence of death, ashes of the Titan's heart we would not see. This knowledge must remain between us, act like. Whether the vision was the delusion of a mind fractured by the Tyrant Star influence or something else, there's more to learn. However, if any member of the Cabal doubts the purity of your thoughts or your free will, even I cannot shield you from execution. Remember this. For a while, the Golden Mask watched you in silence, but Zerby returns at last to the reports folder. Acolyte. In addition to the high-priority tasks, you are to take on more mundane duties. Go to the Maris Portum Sectoris Hab Zone, located in the lower levels of Hype Sebulus. Inquisitor Melcentilia and Sister Septima have been conducting their investigations there for some time, and you're to render them any feasible assistance. Acquisitantly. Seems something has driven them to linger in that dark place. Lord Inquisitor takes out an ornately embossed envelope and dismissively puts it aside. Afterward, head to the Lucid Palace and meet with Inquisitor Olenthi Rathwell. She has obtained intelligence that some heretic cell plots to assassinate a high-ranking figure during the celebrations of St. Sibyllus. There's no conclusive evidence that these heretics exist at all, despite indeed, the situation appears to be nothing more than the typical squabbles of the aristocrats, and the Holy Orders do not waste time on such trivialities. However, there remains a slim chance that this rumor somehow relates to the activity of the traitor Astartes. That's why I'm sending you to take the measure of things. Any science? Tyranny Cabal short-staffed? Private Serpetus has recently lost their litany scribe. Rumor ordered service. Send a transfer request through Newis. Otherwise, stop wallowing. Tell me to find information on Tyrant Star and Sebastian Archive. What exactly am I looking for? Find Chronicle Keeper Bloodworth. This post is located in the Archivum Serpetus. It will guide you to the most important sources of information about the Tyrant Star. Am I to prevent the assassination attempt in the Spires? I do not care whether another Lucidian soldier or priest dies. Even if the Tyrant Star lit up the sky over Scintilla right now, each of them will keep gnawing at each other's throats, if only to satisfy their depraved egos in the moments before death. And even when, in a senseless commotion, someone finally devours the weakest, their place will be immediately taken by its successor. The task of the Inquisition is not to save those who consider themselves the chosen of command. Our task is to use those who wrongfully believe themselves chosen in the name of humanity's salvation. Thus, even if this heretic cell turns out to be a figment, use this opportunity to remind Scintilla's elite that, in the eyes of the Holy Odos, none are guiltless. Here's their Olanthe Rathwa. Who is she? As an acolyte, you should be more informed than the active members of the Terran Cabal from now on. Olanthe Rathwa is currently undertaking a mission in Scintilla, acting as the voice of the Holy Orders. She is capable of persuading even those who usually only accept the language of force to cooperate. Let her use you if it serves the mission, but do not even think to trust her. Then are places the Marisarm Sectors. Never heard of it. One of the decaying have-zones of the lower levels, forgotten by the Ecclesiarchy, the Magistratum, and perhaps by the God Emperor himself. In recent months, Maris Portum has been drowning in sea quakes. If you hesitate, you will stand a very real chance of seeing nothing but an endless toxic sea that has swallowed all life. What exactly are Inquisitor Milcentia and Sister Septima doing on the lower levels of the Hive? Assume the details will be shared with you in Maris Portum, if they deem it necessary. Understood. You will need a warband. Acolytes Spes and Divus are currently finishing the inspection in the infirmary. You already know them. As for Acolyte Sarah, you will replace Acolyte Shriek as the sanctioned psyker. He can most likely be found in the Temple Hall. Use him as you see fit. Now go. Remember, Acolyte, time is not on your side. Results, not excuses. That is what I expect from you. In the grim chain-bound volumes, a simple tone and a petals of binding stands out. The spine reads, a treatise from Noctis Eterna. Hololithic map of Scintilla and nearby void objects, compiled with the greatest diligence and from thousands of annotations.
Keeping my eyes open.
A golden mask, nearly identical to the one worn by the Lord Inquisitor, sundered in two by an unknown force. A single solitary tooth, likely in the scissor, judging by the shape. There is no label on the display case. Beneath the statue's crude form, the true skills of the sculptor can still be seen. The figure is covered in a delicate filigree of litany that is visible only from up close. But greater than the tongue that barely hints at high Gothic, is older than the walls of the Bastion Serpentis. So the golden glow emanates from the blade displayed in the case. Its hilt is broken, but the edge appears keenly sharp. The tomes gathered in these shelves are not merely rare. Many exist as the sole copy.
Never still for long.
Oh, that's right. Long Laz. Where is it? So it does less damage, but it's a higher hit chance, range, and does more damage to armor. Use it.
No sense in delay.
Some Inquisitors are all rope and short to smell it. Some people have all the look. the mysteries of mental indoctrination on the death folds of the Calypso sector. Inside the compact metal tube, sealed with several locks, pages of an ancient manuscript brushel. The lid bears the title in elegant high Gothic handwriting. This man exhibiting nature and display fills Wisdom Sebastian with awe. His Lord Inquisitor Zerber's delivered.
Never still for long.
So about Ortus, why have you been doing these last 2 cycles that you returned and even saw your state from last time? You're working in your hands for a change instead of your mouth. Figure it out. Everyone does what they do best. Oh, and don't forget to file a confessional report with the Chancellorium for that damaged armor plate, or I won't be able to issue you a new one. I must abide by the rules, you understand? I'm gonna work here. Assignment complete. Do it.
At once.
Since. Okay. What's past here? Archivum Serpentis. Cerro. I need to go to Cerro in the chapel. It's this way. Show the sigil. Up Emperor, guard.
Reconnoitering.
Sister Helena. The faithful see but one path follows the end. Without regret or excuse. People blood. Gaunt man raises augmented eyes to you. The massive ocular lenses whir as they grind into focus upon your face. Ah, you get to act like you recently delivered a most remarkable artifact from the Accountathus system. It was originally described by the xenoarchaeologist Marcus Lucius Transcenders in his contemplations. Great achievement for his Tarantine cabal, all thanks to you. Who are you? I have not seen you before. Mr. Acolyte, you're not listening to me at all, are you? An unfortunate accident occurred with the previous Chronicle Keeper, and this is Chronicle Keeper Bloodwing, assigned to the Archivum Serpentis on the Lord Inquisitor's orders 2 cycles and a dozen turns ago. Oversee the preservation of tomes, scrolls, documents, and most importantly, history itself. As the keepers before me have done, yes, that should be comprehensive enough. Tell me more about the Archivum Serpentis. With a dry, nearly emaciated hand, he gestures across the hall. This abode allows one to barely scratch the surface of knowledge that lies embedded within the depths of the Bastion Serpentis. When most frequently requested, most necessary to peruse works are assembled here. True treasure is concealed from uninitiated eyes in the restricted section. Even deeper than that, if one day you decide to devote your life to their preservation, she'll assist you in drafting a petition for transferring to our cohort. To begin your acquaintance with this section, I would recommend exploring the archival shelves. Choose something light at first. The memoirs of Inquisitor Villainous Cade, for instance. You may also consult the auditory records stored in the closet in the level below. Some of those I find rather intriguing.
Moving.
Okay.
Adequate.
This ancient tome contains an impressive collection of historical essays, personnel notes, lost chronicles, and encrypted documents regarding the founding of the Calixian Conclave of the Inquisition. Representative from Cleararchers who deemed the contents of most of the books in the open archive section to be at best controversial. Screams rings through the heavens, devastation approaches. Oof. Time passed 10 minutes. Dude's hiding in the glow. First sorcerer, it's high time all of their kind were pit in side shackles and slipped down to the detention cells. All Vox operations are medicated to the archives. There's a body. There's a body that needs to be removed. Yes, on a psyker. Well, a plaque at the base of the lectern reads, "As the last star fades from the sky, darkness does not triumph. Stars perish nightly, so that the dawn might bloom once more. Render the last offering to the day, and secrets of shadow will unfold before you. The last star phase of the sky darkness will triumph. The stars perish lightly, so the dawn will begin once more. And your last offering to the day and the secrets of the shadow will unfold before you.
No sense in delaying.
Studying the Bastion Serpents. What was most intriguing that the walls of the Bastion Serpents were raised by a paramount purpose. To conceal the greatest multitude of secrets, rooms between walls, rooms beneath stairs, rooms beneath little rooms, and so on and so on and so on. Hundreds, thousands of secrets have been lost in the winding halls of Bastion, and just as many will be lost to the future. In the future. Take, for instance, the study of Inquisitor Barnabas Grizz. This venerable man was among the finest members of the Order of Xenos, and delved into the nature of light and shadow, and battled the spawn of darkness. His study, they say, had the grim secret of his research. However, later the room was remodeled, given new purpose, and knowledge of its hidden places was lost beneath the weight of decades. Who knows when Inquisitor Grizz was hid from prying eyes? Who knows? Actually, how do I interact with this? Do I have to like put something there? Yeah, that's what I thought. Those suitable items.
Moving.
It's a restricted section. The weighty tome titled Libaxonologist is chained to the shelf and covered so densely with curious details that not even its spine is visible. Essay on the Morning Star.
Tread carefully.
This is ever so slightly thinner on one of the shelves. As you shift a heavy book, an inconspicuous keyhole comes into view. Dang, that was a difficult awareness test.
No sense in delaying.
Praise God for the chance to punch a heretic. So grants it. So visions over these chambers. Essay on the Morning Star.
Mind your surroundings.
Cool. Secret. Helm of Resolve. Wearer gains +10 metal. Target allies of the wearer's psychic powers gain +12% for their combat skills. Metal reflex resistance tenacity for 1 round. Does not stack. 200 cents.
Resolved.
Several books, manuscripts, and scrolls on disparate subjects may have been gathered together in one place. Upon examination, it becomes clear what unites them. The secret cipher in the margins of each one that forms the word reflected.
Success!
The longer you stare into the mirror, the more obvious it becomes that the reflection is peering back with conscious interest, and that you do not control its movements.
Keeping my eyes open.
Or Gollum. Cycrit, the one who guards perished. He studied Kumas, much as you do now. He felt under the burden of such knowledge. always on shelf 36. I couldn't have just dreamed it. I'm binding the color of the night sky, a gold-toothed comet.
Never still for long.
Am I supposed to like, actually find something here? I mean, I found stuff, but I don't think this is what I was supposed to be searching for. Go to the Lucid Palace, go to some sectors, start with eye out for any dark signs. Port to 11 preserving, which is severe. Okay, symbol of war faith. I guess I'm not supposed to be here yet.
Moving.
Restricted. Chapel. The Sister of Battle. What up? The Grandeur of the Holy Orders through their relics, gathered over innumerable years of service to humanity in this sector. Here's thoughts of that emperor. Out of the candle flames dance across the cold polished plaques before you. One bears the name of fallen inquisitors and interrogators, certainly bashing serpents in the Terran King Cabal. Plaque bearing the name of Leander de Terral casts reflections onto your face. Plainly, the candles have not yet dulled its shine. Reflect on the eye of this mission. Close your eyes and heavy thoughts crash down on you like an unstoppable avalanche. Your head spins. Things have gone otherwise. You had chosen a different path. These are unanswerable questions that you have to live with for the rest of your days. At that moment, a monstrous image looms before your mind's eye. The disk of the spectral sun that on the day seared your very soul. Bosses, and you grant rest to the souls of your departed comrades. No enemies you have faced. If you had known more about them, much you have fought better. Continue to consider the warp potential of the acquired artifact. Let's go. I'm here to grant rest to the souls of your departed comrades. Heartfelt litany washes over the surrounding candles, causing the flames to flicker and dance. Wisps of smoke swirl, and for a brief moment, you glimpse a vague shape within them, a towering figure wreathed in holy light, gazing down upon you. Deep breath takes the swarming thoughts away. The chapel is filled with muffled sounds and the smell of incense. It's time to get back to the mission. With the corner of your eye, you notice Aid as he... There's going to be any rogue trader callbacks? Maybe? I hope? I haven't encountered any. At the corner of your eye, you notice that Aid as he carefully studies the names on the plaques and unpleasant whistles seems legion in out of place. Catching your gaze, blind seems to relax once more. It would be cool if it was Rogue Trader callbacks. Yes, same developers. Only potential things is that this is the Calixtus sector and not the Coronis Expanse, so there are different places. But I believe the Calixtus sector is just outside the Coronis Expanse. Or the Coronis Expanse is just outside the Calixtus sector, however you want to look at it. So there might be things that are related. But they are separate places, so I don't know how related they would be. Also, too, there is a lot of potential endings to the Rogue Trader game, so I don't know if they would have to pick a canon ending or outcome for it to be fully referenced. Be interesting if they do, but I don't really know. I hope you're feeling better. Every one of his subjects needs a sanctuary with a spiritual, even if only for a while, to triumph over the burdens of the flesh. Come here too in moments of stress, and my prayers to the Glennifer always end up guiding me well. Maybe. That also heavily depends on what you consider to be best in the context of Warhammer 40k. Names of thousands of fallen agents upon throne and permanently stained stone. Among them is a very recent inscription, Leander de Terral. Zero. Supposed to be my new psyker or some crap. Slight wiry man stand It's before the wall of memory, his gaze tracing the endless lines of script in quiet reverence. After a long moment, he turns to you, his piercing blue eyes seem to glow faintly. You seek something, Acolyte. Are you Sarah, the Distinction Psyker? Indeed, you are Lack, one of those who returned from the perilous journey of the Iconos. God in praise granted you his mercy. A very precious thing. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. I'll help overhear your prayer. It came from the heart. Came to me as I pondered our duty before the Garden of Humanity. Before our Master, our beacon in the impenetrable darkness of the void. I am glad to have touched your heart as well. I was tasked with finding you and recruiting you for my warband. Tyrantin Cabal has entrusted me with the mission. So the Tyrantin Cabal has deemed you righteous and restored you living servants. I thought that contact with the heresy of the Tyrant Star would have rendered you an outcast. Sarah cast a glance at the memorial stand, where a plaque bearing Leander de Terral's name has already been placed. Too many of those sent to the Iconothus have perished in the depths of corruption. The only solace is that for one of them, Persephone, assisted by curse, swift death became a better gift, sparing her the dreadful torment of survival. Persephone. It might not be related, but I remember, isn't Persephone the name of the, like, demon host, psyker person in Darktide? Might not be related, but it'd be interesting if it is. But that lies in the past, and now a new duty awaits us. Heed the Cabal's commands and stand ready to accompany you to face new trials. Are you and Persephone close? No, she kept her distance. Yet I've always considered my duty to keep watch over those who share the curse of witchcraft with me within these hall walls. So he glanced at the memorial plates on the wall, slipped to move in a brief pair. Too strong, but she was taken too soon. Their name will remain only in my memory, not in the middle of this wall. What kind of sorcerer, psyker are you? What sorcery do you command? Belmarin's grace fills my heart. I give its form in purifying flame. Those eyes flare with fire. Fearsome contrast to the psyker's placid expression. And the conduit of his higher wrath, which reduces enemies to ash and burns away the heresy that's taken hold of the weak and the lost. Suspiciously well informed about me. Hint of slyness touches Sarah's smile. Rumors spread easily among those permitted within these walls. I'm often consulted on the nature of the warp and psychic ability. Your return and your painful experience in particular are of greater consequence to the Bastion Serpentis than you seem to realize. Very well, let's go, Sarah. That Emperor protects. Psalm of Sibyllus the Infallible. Other souls are infallible, Sibyllus the Saint, the arch enemy crushing with your sure hand, protecting humanity from inhuman taint, the equal of war machines across the land. All banners and quilos were to him his to claim, and corrupt in our memory, he will not fade. For he dethroned the tyrant to rule this domain, but to our anguish unending he was betrayed. Sibyllus the Good became betrayer's prey, to flesh our hopes, and asunder by villains' knife. So our words of praise to silent grief gave way. Our holy saint now abides in eternal life. I was thinking I'd sit and watch a thing, which I'm not really gonna do because I already lost time, and I don't know if time matters that much. So it sounds like it's a way to lose time. I would like to not lose time at the moment. Also, too, you. What are you? Convictions? None. Characteristics? 60 intelligence. 60 willpower. Dang. Stat. Sanctioned Pyromancer. Sanctioned. Psyker, Pyromancy, Telekinesis. Person Leech. Say if Rhymes Unspoken was not used in the previous turn, and Psyker's Bell Degradation is 10 or higher, uses a random known psychic power on a random eligible target that starts next turn. Huh. After, right before this character uses the next psychic power, Bell Degradation will be reused by mines before. The psychic power does not trigger psychic phenomena or pairs of war. If Psychic's morale is 5 or greater, they will successfully defend against the next projectile or melee strike. Lasts until triggered or until the start of the next turn. Unit 2 cell radius around the target cell suffers 10 damage, or suffer 10 levels of burning. Each second power. Target within a 15 cell suffers 12 impact damage, and stacking got penalty to reflexes and tenacity until the end of combat. As with the failed, when staggered for 1 round, must pass resistance test to suffer effect. Push. Before the Mystic uses the next power, Veil degradation is increased by +3. Every burning unit in combat has its burning level increased by that much, and those units meet suffering an additional instance of burning. Siphon life. Psyker drains life from the target. Damage and healing themselves for that many wounds. If Psyker's already at full wounds, the closest ally is healed instead. Rhymes and spoken. So abilities activated, and the second power used by the Psyker becomes rhymed and costs 1 AP more. Each psychic power can only be rhymed by this ability once per combat. No psychic power is rhymed through this ability during a turn. The Psyker uses Sanctioned Pyromancer first unleashed in the next turn. Start the Psyker the next turn, the rhymed ability is instantly used again against the same target. The same cells for area abilities, disregarding line of sight, range, and other restrictions. Oh, interesting. This ability is rhymed on the Psyker's next turn. It's rhymed again. Blaze Reaver. So you can just keep spamming Blaze Reaver. Stars align. This ability gains a Veil degradation chance to become rhymed. Binding of Silence. At the start of his next turn, the target of the Psyker's psychic power must pass a metal test with a person penalty. Fail that, and you cannot target the Psyker with a single target or burst attack until the end of that enemy's turn. I guess we're gonna apply that to that. It might work. Oh, what's your inventory? Better fit staff. That's what gives you Siphon life. Deals +6 more damage directly to wounds. Dang, it's a force weapon. Stick Robe. Wear against +10 intelligence. Okay, that explains where all your intelligence came from. I guess you can have that. Helmet result. Now, let's give you the Staff of Flames. It seems better for you. Oh. And here allows good because I need you to do something other than psychic stuff.
Never still for long.
Halt Acolyte. Weary eyes examine you mechanically from head to toe. However, the Lord Inquisitor reveals the searches are to be conducted in the interest of Bastion Separatist security. Stand up straight, arms and legs split apart. Just a routine check, nothing personal. Glenn humbly adjusts the collar of his uniform, steps forward to be searched first. No, these guards are just doing their jobs, just like we do ours. They're authorized to use lethal force if they find anything someone suspicious, so please, don't act suspiciously. Especially not soon after your execution orders have been lifted. Please. As you say, raise the throne. Get at least one decent fight for a watch. One of the guards trains his weapon on you while another methodically searches your pockets, boots, sleeves, and pouches. What is this thing? The guard turns the sealed metal tube you found unattended in the Bastion's halls over in his hands. See a sanctioning tag from Chronicle Keeper Bloodworth. Removing any documents from the archive and separatists without his permission is strictly forbidden. You can return to him. Alright, I'll take the tubes to the Chronicle Keeper. Listen, I will not be. Wait, you agreed? Just like that? It must have been a lucky day. Go ahead, Acolyte. Search is over.
No sense in delay.
The backup person and unlawfully appropriated manuscript from the archive and separatist has been discovered. Fashion Garden System may return to custody. Oops. I've been penalized for looting? Oh no. An unclaimed manuscript in Bastion Halls. It seems to belong to the Archivum Separatists. Unclaimed, you say? Some acolyte once again neglected the sacred rules governing the use of the archives. Ah. Who's gone? And where were these dunces on guard duty looking? His face turns abruptly pale as his gaze falls upon the leather tube. What's this? A text from the restricted section. But how? These documents are not due transfer from the Archivum Separatists, nor even from this very hall. Glances at the dial slate resting on the desk before once more examining the tube. Finally, someone has fixed an incorrect identifier to these papers. Not these alone, several other documents from the restricted section have entered general circulation and been dispersed throughout the Bastion. They must be returned at once to their proper place. Yes, I shall see to it. Thank you, Acolyte. Any assistance with lost documents? Assistance? No. Yes. Perhaps. It hesitates, but then hands over a data key. One of the cogitators in this hall, on the level below, contains records of all requests made to the restricted section. To determine who is responsible for the unauthorized transfer of documents from the archive, I shall contrive some means of expressing my gratitude.
At once.
Use the access key. Steady hum emanates from the cogitators entered as the machine spirits when aroused from slumber and is waiting further instructions. Wait, I love them. Specialization. If this archetype break, the character can select a specialization. Tie armor. Deal more damage to armor. And +5 to perception and intelligence, and +10 to awareness and metal. Disruption. All attacks abilities inflicting negative effects apply combat distribution. Disruption. Suppression. Target suffers that hit chance penalty for 1 round, inflicting combat disruption. Either prolongs the effect by +1 round or reduces morale by 1. And then you assess metal test that. If they pass, they suffer. Bringing posted up 15 defense if they wear medium armor. Precise attacks gain +25% hit chance. The target gains +5 agility and perception, they also gain +10 awareness and metal. This character moves through cells adjacent to the allies and spends 0 MP. Let's go with this one for awareness and perception bonuses. Precise attacks above 100, 80% will start its resistance to critical effects. Precise attacks limit. That's pretty good. So embargoed parts of a precise attack grants the following bonuses. The legs, +2 morale. Head or neck, 3 morale. Eyes, +4 morale. And the grant is select options, characteristics, and levels. Okay. Characteristic bonus. Up perception. So, let's go with willpower, actually. I want high willpower. I like willpower. And you. I'm a disruption specialist, demoralization specialist, medium armor specialist, or sanctum casting. There's an aura that increases the morale and defense of all allies who come into contact with it. Those are willpower, tenacity, and metal. Yeah, let's give you more psyker stuff. Then willpower, 0 psyker. View the request log. Past 5 days, access to the restricted section has been requested by Server Archive is continuing request, Acolyte Inquisition, no request, Chronicle Keeper, no request. Sail across the name line of many times again.
Always on the move.
Study the servitor's behavior. Deliver the tone from section number, error, incoming request, and reset destination point, HEM error, deliver the tone. To the atrium. I'm assuming that's the only one that acts up. Whoever diligently performs the function says to it. Play on left shoulder, reads register to the catalog section of baseline clearance level. Server diligently performs function line 2. Plans the shoulder reads registered to the catalog section of baseline clearance.
Staying sharp.
That's a bug. Is it going to that specific spot? Or is it trying to reach this servitor over here? Yeah, it's going to this, like, report that? Set the probe of context when sending the bug. In order for the bug report not to be spring get solved as soon as possible, choosing the probe of context for its occurrence in the bug report window. No context and seems to fit, then we recommend calling the steps next time to specify the context. Point at the problem area, press Alt-D, select the context in the upper left window of the bug report. Thanks for understanding. Context, area, aspect, detective, dissolve, environment, game design. Detective? I don't really know. Except for privilege use, bathe on earthquake springs. Oh. Hey. When examining the servo arcanist archivist. Examining the servitor. Servotor. Server archivist. Why am I having such difficulty here? Archivist. The left of the left of the room of the library room. The interaction takes the signed character to the other servo cavist and the right section. Yeah, I'm just gonna ban that. I don't even know what to respond to that with. Oh, this is you from a few months ago, who I told to stop doing that or I would ban it. And, well, I guess you did it again, so ban. Well then, that completely derailed what I was typing. The other server archivist, the opposite side of the room. Library room for the disruption investigation. The investigation to missing books. The direction takes the same character to the other server archivist on the opposite side of the room. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright. The message.
Reconnoitering.
Alright. So I was told to come over here. And I had kind of. Oh. Banner of the Holy Order still in position has been doing the mandates, courtesies. Blah blah blah. So this is the atrium.
At once.
Speaks of this being yet another 20-hour watch. Oh god. Natural cold. Since chilled on his spine. Natural cold. One that pierces the bones and makes a container holding the Orcal Noxus.
Moving.
This is the atrium, right? Yeah, this is the atrium. This is where a book was being sent that the book was not supposed to be sent to.
Always on the move. Keeping my eyes open.
Or was I supposed to take my findings to the one guy? Oh, here we go. Server archivist assigned to the restricted section of malfunction has been autonomously requesting texts and subsequently leading them along its route to their atrium. Servitor, to permit a defective tool to perform duties of such importance is the most regrettable act of negligence on the part of the Technomans. I promise to thank you, Acolyte, and I intend to keep my word. May the wisdom contained within these pages enlighten your difficult path. Warrior gains plus 10 willpower. Small but voluminous antique tome filled with handwritten invocations to the Holy Warrior of the God Emperor. And first Lord and Patron of the Blissful Sector. Okay.
Reconnoitering.
Where to next? I need to go over to here. And through here. While the Bastion Serpents cannot bear their weight, time and eventually collapse upon the heads of its inhabitants. Oof. Gameplay equivalent to Abelard?
No
It would be
sense in
great.
delay.
I hope there's Abelard. Fake Sister of Battle, what? Yeah, the Algren.
At once.
You discover this woman, Sister Maribel. She attempt to harm you. Wait. I'm Sister Magdolia. I am not that damned creature wearing my face. Look at her. Look into her eyes. It's an abomination of certain its powers. She attempted to harm you. Yesterday morning, in my cell, she was standing completely naked beside a shattered mirror and attacked me with one of its shards. Since I'm sure you realize I do not keep mirrors in my abode. Magdolia.
Never still for long. No sense in delaying.
Weird. As a deliberate dissertation, voluntary mission will greatly facilitate the work of the investigation.
Be on your guard.
A warp leech canister, what? Transuranic charge. Okay. Well, everything, Master Interrogator. Everything and about everyone. About myself too. How I lie, betrayed, led others to heresy. I'm a thief, a heretic, and a Xenos lover. Torture me, Master Interrogator. Brand me, throttle me, cut off my fingers, and execute me. And make it painful. I beg you. What the crap is going on here? One of the transgressions you confessed to has been proved. However, we will determine why you are so eager to speak. Had a blast? Alright. Thank you for joining.
Moving.
Quite tell what's going on there. I'll come back to that a bit later. I think here's everything the same. I'd like to let out Seema on the skills. I forgot about that Salvalar madman who likes breaking people's bones and all in his place. However, clad in Cadian pattern, a strum military armor salutes you. It's because the symbol is etched into a paladin's weapon. Training grounds like that, and next career sergeant in this place. Training grounds, as I believe I mentioned, we use these on voyage ships during long voyages to make sure our guardsmen didn't lose their skill. You know the Bastion well, to say I've been putting my experience in dealing with long bouts of inaction to good use. A hint of grim amusement enters the Cadian's voice. Her violet eyes, however, remain impassive. Instruct acolytes in close and medium range combat so you don't find yourself overwhelmed during a trench fight or in the confines of some Havelock. Or you don't find a chance. Prepare for it. Hey, board 2. Turn-face excavator, her face half hidden by a bulky implant, cleans her rifle with grim determination. Noticing she quickly works the mechanism and brings the weapon to bear. Well? What are you doing here? Shooting. Woman nods toward the row of targets at the far end of the firing range, being where she'll collect civs. I try to? Woman gives you a nod, so serious one might think you had challenged her to a duel. The wager is a gun. And the rifle if I win? If you win, you keep mine. Excavator raises her firearm, inviting you to appreciate its worn casing and grips scarred by countless marks. Then she nods towards your own weapon. If you lose, I take yours. It's not ready yet. I mean, it loses interest in you.
No sense in delaying.
She got the stationary targets. Practice advanced combat techniques. This test succeeded. Affect your skills. I have to come back later for that, because I'm not trusting a 25% chance. Don't know how I keep passing all these checks. It's pretty good. Are those missing textures or just purple lights? I think they're purple lights. Just like more dangerous than trucks. Where's a melee weapon? Nothing but success. Now for the perfector skills, I'll come back later still. Probably after the next level up.
At once. Carefully.
I'll come back for that after I level up again. I'm sure that will happen before I leave this place.
Reconnoitering.
Like an echo from the past or the future, the reality before you is taking shape, absorbing emotions that have been frozen in oblivion. your head, try to calm the pain that is tearing your sanity to pieces. Your heart is pounding, you're short of breath, and the vague figures, either a vision or the agonized delusions of a dying consciousness, play out the same scene in your mind over and over again. Lion looks anxiously at your face. Master Acolyte, are you right? Are you feeling dizzy? I have a stimulant. You're not far from the infirmary. Barely visible through the haze of pain, and the stimulant leads towards you. What is it? It's troubling you. Peer at the frozen figures. These people, this place, are drawn together by tenacious, barely visible threads of duty and regret, stitching together the canopy of reality and time. And the figures, what are these? The gallery is empty, Master Acolyte. There's no one else here, and there's nothing in front of you. Sarah follows your gesture with his eyes, and his face twists into grimace. I don't see what you see, but I feel the tremor of the Immaterium. It's faint, only a trace. Another wave of pain causes the veins in your neck to swell. You are reminded of the last seconds you spent aboard Schultz's Valor. It occurs while the tyrant's heart and that same unbearable feeling of reality dissolving. One shot the other, right in the back of the head. Sarah takes a shaky breath as if realizing something. You are seeing not reality, but the past. Flash. A few days ago, a violent scene took place here. A interrogator curse pronounced and carried out a sentence against one subordinate acolyte suspected of heresy. You just know it and feel it. It is something natural, though not so before. It is now part of you. Something that came with the tyrant's daughter's curse. You're unable to control it, and it brings torment to your body and mind. But this is now an integral part of you. Then perhaps one day you will find a way to turn this power to your advantage. Master Acolyte? Sarah stares at you in silence. There's a sad understanding of your burden visible in his radiant eyes. I just had a vision. It seems only I could see it. I can feel the faint breath of the warp. No images resolve themselves before my sight. My discipline does not lie in the preceding visions. Only the most powerful psychers are able to employ their abilities in a more versatile manner. Or else, Sarah sighs and lowers his voice to a whisper, or else with an entire star change you. I'm afraid this change will not be a harbinger of your demise. An instant will remain between us, although perhaps it is a futile precaution. Both of us are branded with the curse of sorcery. I wouldn't be surprised if the cycle were caught up in a momentary haze. Remind to the new experience. See if I can make use of this power. Relax, allowing the pain to pass through you, and with it you are filled with someone else's emotions of anger, an unjust command, fear, the necessity of carrying out this resignation. That must be done. Over time, the pain subsides, emotions evolve, and the visions disappear with them. How the ancient carving glistens with a faint stain left here by cleanings.
Keeping my eyes open.
Fresh bolters fire scars blemish the ancient masonry.
Adequate.
There's a strange recess in the polished niche. You make out two symmetrical pits with a bump underneath. And below that, what looks like the imprint of a jaw in the shape of a grotesque mouth, frozen in the stone. Put in your... Help. Stuck. Help. Hunger. Dying.
No sense in delay.
Well, I need to find what to be used there first. I'll try to help you, dude. Your cycles have been a great test for the servants of Tarantine Fall. More means losing one athletic and iron. The infirmary is overcrowded. Even more, you've not been saved at all.
Mind your surroundings.
Back that later. Disease observation nerve. Thus, some reports conclude that Scintilla is thoroughly disheartened and unprepared for pandemics of any kind, standing out most lamentable manner even amongst the backdrop of monstrous negligence. And lower sections of the high civils are potentially even more vulnerable at the face of rapidly spreading contagions. I can state with full confidence that both local and infectious agents, such as those found in veritable sea of chemical waste, and external ones, check for the presence of somnus rashness, find a clear path to proliferation. Submitting petitions to the Magistrum for the allocation of resources for anti-contagion measures has not met success. 24th attempt with an updated list of arguments must be undertaken. intentions, pick recordings close to your Lord confiscated. Choke on them, you cur. They're of no use to me now anyway. No hope for death yet. No Inquisitor wishes to know who produced these pics for you.
Reconnoitering.
Inform all medicated staff on shift and the next, and this is important to keep the Acolyte conscious until the upcoming interrogation. Fatality is unacceptable. That's an order from Interrogator C. It's best not to argue with her. Phantom of the Emperor's peace. Scam it. It hurts. I'm burning up inside. I beg you, kill me. Kill me. Examine his condition.
Effective, as always.
Nice. Sensation of inner burning accompanied by delirium about melting bones and organs. Synaptic compulsion and unquenchable thirst. These are the symptoms of a smolder fever. These are lower levels of hyposyphilis that proper treatment usually supplied within a few days. Wipe, moisten, wipe. Eases pain. Ah, my bones and skin are no longer melting. Why? I'll slide in the Medicaid kit. Ebony. Colleague is here. Pausing your examination of the soldier's prosthetic, the white-clad Medicaid looks you over with piercing gaze. Stand down light of the events in the Grand Hall, our unspoken compact of fellowship demands I offer some words of support. Turning your eyes, scan your face. The scalpel claw fixed to her hand tenses with a screech. Before she looks away. When she speaks again, her tone is notably colder. However, all of the accusations leveled at our warband were justified. We lost an Inquisitor and demonstrated a lamentable lack of competence. Don't start. Did we, or did we not, retrieve that thing from Schultz's Valor? Valor. The mission was accomplished, and the Cabal agrees. De Terral knew the risk when he decided to lead the warband personally, and paid the price for his lack of focus. Mars' keen eyes telling you. Come here just talk, did you, Lash? King's gaze sells etc. Her razor-sharp scalpel claw screeches greatly. But contrary to expectation, she says nothing. Hemlar and Epine turn their eyes to the ape, beside you and the young man sticking steps back. Ah, my name's Blind. I'm in aid detection stationed under a quartermaster Numis at your service. I suppose we work together, or may not. In the case, pay me no mind. It's everyone's status. Satisfactory. I prefer to decline further explanation. More rubs and muscles are just above his augmented leg. A few scratches, nothing epic can't fix. Lord Inquisitor Anton Zerbi granted me his patronage and tasked me with assembling a warband to carry out a mission. Lord lets out a low whistle. Not bad. He wants work for you now. Could be worse. Struck me as someone who knows how to prioritize. Epine's hands freezes above the prosthetic. You notice a barely perceptible tremor in her plasteel claws. As requested a furrow in the execution of this assignment. Present, I have more urgent tasks to attend to. Now, to see the mission without your exceptional intellect and medical skills, this is not a request in order. We are being sent to Lower Hive. I'm certain there will be much for a physician of your caliber to study there. Succeeded. I think that assumption is substantiated. Jara makes a couple of notes on Dasley. Furthermore, this assignment ultimately coincides with my own, but that is of no consequence. Acolyte Lash, I'm Epine Spitz. Medicaid Acolyte, according to you, stand ready to execute any reasonable order, provided it does not endanger humanity or the Imperium. Wadios, at your service. Is there anything you need to prepare before we set off? All set, Commander. When do we move out? I would recommend visiting the Core Master before departure to replenish our supply of medical kits. Oh, ready to go? Time to stretch our legs. Time to stretch our legs. We'll leave you to it, Master Acolyte. I hope my escort major returns to the Bastion a little brighter, and that I wasn't too intrusive. Nate smiles and gives a slight shrug. Since I'm assigned to Quartermaster Numis, and he's now assigned to your warband, it seems we will see each other often. I'm at your service at any time. I'm the assigned the goal. Emperor protects Acolyte One. Area effect specialist, burst fire specialist, dual wielding specialist, heavy armor specialist, melee, medium armor specialist. Tactical maneuvers. Convictions, none listed. Characteristics. Archetypes. Soldier, Charoja. Gain your unique backgrounds. Companion gains +5 +5 intelligence, +10 metagame, +10 wits. Use a slaughter injection and combat surgery abilities. That use medicae skills based on intelligence, not fellowship. Companions less hand slots free, not occupied by one two-handed weapon. You can use her scalpel claw to make a charge and scalpel claw strike attack. Homeworld, unknown. Abilities. Field surgery. Ability range and crystal plus himself. If any ends or moves adjacent to an ally, she heals the ally with blows wounds for 5. Sent approach. Mobility skill and Epton's intelligence based on other characteristics. Area attacks are performed twice, but deal between shots and area attacks cost +1 AP. Effect of the soldier. Grenades and ranged area attacks is going to increase each target hit by these attacks must pass an test with 75 more higher or its concentration is disrupted. Area attacks. Gun or rapid fire. I guess this is supposed to be running gun. Wait, no. Oh yeah, running gun is renamed Bolt Storm. Okay. Damage target by 6. Sorry, restores 8 wounds. Suffer a -13 penalty on skill test for 1 round. Area attacks. She has a flamer. She wears medium armor. She has a shotgun in the flamer. Okay. Her area attacks costs -1 AP, cannot be less than 1. Strength and agility go up, demolition and tenacity go up. +5 weapon skill, +5 ballistic skill, also gain +10 awareness, +10 reflex. Attack the second weapon in the current weapon set, disregarding the attack limit per turn. Oh. Mark things like that for future usage. I don't know what to go for her. I guess anti-armor for the intelligence. And upper intelligence again. What are your stuff? Soldier, Catachan, Jungle, Fighter. Arms of Steel Hammer can use heavy weapons. Hit chance with heavy weapons increased by that much. Catachan, Jungle, Fighter. Lock and load while active. Hammer gains plus 1% rate of fire for each shot he fires to maximum 50%. As maximum MP is limited to 1 and cannot be increased. All Hammer burst attacks gain cost plus 1 AP more. Hammer moves while the ability is inactive. All stacks of this effect are removed. More use heavy weapons. Weapon proficiency. Ballistic skills high, toughness high. Afflictions and unlisted abilities. Rapid fire. And bullet storm. Attacking horror gains plus weapons. Rate of fire. Bonus the damage reduction for 1 round. It's not stacked. Skill and Hamar's toughness bonus. Hamar's ability range is increased by the number of Catachan fighters. Lock and load stacks. It does make sense to put that there. Power of all weapons increased by plus 25% for 1 round. Abilities. Oh wait, what's your inventory? Just medium armor, heavy stubba, and a knife. Hamar's knife. Now expend MP. When hitting a target with this weapon, Hamar does not provoke attacks of opportunity until the end of his turn. Lock and load stacks cannot be removed from Hamar during his turn. So you can literally just whip out a knife, stab a fool, and then run away and start shooting them later. Okay. So let me burst fire specialist. And then, I guess up his toughness. Some stuff is based upon toughness. And I might build that in the future for him. Acolyte's Palace. Breath horror barely perceptible, yet despite the horrific wounds, Bastion's medic have managed to tear him from death's grasp. Corpse of a Psyker, burned out by the sorcerer's own power. The eyes are scorched, yet they still seem to observe the surroundings. Listen in. Saint's blood, Theos. What do we do now? It happened again. How many times is that now? The 10th in the past 2 cycles? Okay, Theos. What sort of bastard do you have to be still for me to see his brothers and sisters? What's missing this time? Cranial augmenting. We were supposed to remove it and hand it over to the priest of the machine cult, but now, some acolytes have been using Auspex to search for still functional implants. I was going to ask someone for... I dread to even think what the Charge Majoris will do if she finds us... If he finds out we've been hiding the disappearance of the deceased personal property. I don't know, it's better if we just pretend we didn't have a clue. Let's go. Sooner or later, the guards will catch the culprit, and everything will be fine. Cracked out medicine.
Initiating Vox frequency tracking.
No sense in delaying.
Heavy armor proficiency. Brawler armor. God damn. I'll be used once.
Never still for long. The Holy Orders teach vigilance. It'll work next time.
I'll be
No
used
sense in
once.
delaying.
So I need a multi-key. So I have to remember that it's there. Take the gun cutter into your service. Close am I to level up? A lot. What if I go do training over here? Just a train. Tim, I can't help you with that. Training facility is temporarily closed. Oh, okay, fine.
You have my attention.
Okay, so I guess you can
No
just shoot
sense in
things.
delaying.
So I guess since you can just attempt it infinite times, might as well go for that 4x speed.
Best to try a different approach. Never still for long.
Let's just try to loot all the things.
Resolved.
Gives the Bastion's Acolytes access to personal training equipment. IO7. Axe and a pistol. Axe, flak armor, of different variety, I guess. Old chainsword. A different set of flak armor. Claymore.
At once.
As you're allowed in the circumstances surrounding the ancient set and determined. Can't let you through. And I have been serving the same Inquisitor for 5 years. Man, alright. Bless you. Well, all the more reason not let you in. Let's not see how you've been scraped off the. Anyway, you better off focusing your thoughts in the next mission.
Keeping my eyes open.
Triumphant stub revolver. Morale's above 0. Okay. Both of those I need to try again for.
I do not abide time wasting. Never still for long.
We have explored everything. Now to the guncutter. Sorry. Desire to serve course.
Reconnoitering.
Terminal Lachesis Omega. Don't mind me. But creation, we're programming you for lethargy. Backlight command center is a priority site, and now time period is running out. members of the 7th Rank Pernius. Cognitive weakling acknowledged. Chart course with the storehouse and bring tools. Functions in there. Victim of a foul rust lord's work.
Never still for long. Effective as always.
First pistol making. Amazing, but it's either this Prometheum or wait thrones knows how many cycles.
Result.
Ooh, Boots of Masochism. Garments, Open or Bonehead. Remember where it's hit for the first time around, they gain +1 in the round. Writing report when a cutter crashes into chest. Persuade, intimidate, just get the damn fuel. I don't care how. Guardmaster was cross-referencing something on a long scroll, the contents of a hefty, hardbound book. Noting your approach, he rolls up parchment. Guardmaster Newest, warranted by the Inquisition, has it. Sorry, the Acolyte's base operation. His whole voice growls off the rehearsed words. Now the formalities are out of the way. You're just in time, Acolyte. I didn't even have to send a box message. There's a certain issue regarding our potential allies on Scintilla. Requires attending. The order of the Lord Inquisitor, it falls to you to deal with it. That is, unless you have more urgent concerns. This tone leaves no room for doubt. For someone of your standing, there can be no matter more present than Anton Observer's assignment. The issue with our allies. See, you're taking interest. Now, Professor unfurls another scroll from the endless pile beside it. The Inquisition has in its possession a fully functioning yet unneeded Lehman Rush of battle tank, to which multiple factions across the Click have now laid claims. Some of these factions could greatly benefit in the future and endeavors of return to the Cabal, provided we show a small measure of forbearance and understanding by handing over the relic. But which factions are you referring to? Scintillan Mission is the official representative of the Dead Testament Sword in the Calypso sector. You might consider them the living embodiment of the Ecclesiarchy in this part of the galaxies. Scintillan Fusiliers are regiments of the Astromilitarum recruited from this planet and thus carrying significant political influence. The Lathe World's fleet arrived in the system long ago and actively protects the interests of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Of course, there are Lucidians, and they make up the nobility of Scintilla, with the planet's governor, Lord Calixus Maris Hax, as their leader. Naturally, there are others. These four are primarily interested in Tarantine Cabal. They possess resources and power that, with a proper stimulus, could be directed toward goals favorable to the Inquisition. What benefit could each of them potentially bring? So you mean for you personally? Resources. Until mission can provide you with trained weapons, bolters, and flamers from their fanatic arsenal. Fusiliers can supply heavy weapons and armor, as well as sniper rifles. Lethal fleets are ready to offer plasma melted weapons, which in their fused on the Cyan axes. Obsidians have access to dueling weapons, psyker armaments, and certain specimens of Xenoskier. The potential benefit of diplomatic efforts are a bit clearer to you now. Why am I the one who has to decide this? Because after the death of Inquisitor de Terra, Thon Zervi made you his personal acolyte. Astounding honor for someone like you, who wants to see you make judgments on political matters and what kind of decisions you tend to favor. Sensible caution, albeit somewhat belated one. Maybe the least important question of all, but where did that spare tank come from? Reclamation from a distant part of Scintilla. I assume it comes from one of the ancient sites of skirmishes between the defenders of the Imperium and the nameless humanity. Although the passage of time and harsh conditions have done little to harm the tank's internal work, identifying marks on the exteriors have been erased, leaving its original ownership unclear. Currently, Tarantine Cabal has determined that the Lehman Rush holds greater value as a reputational art asset rather than for its material worth. Should the Inquisition show forbearance and understanding in the first place, why we're having to fear and all? Tongue approvingly. Nothing happened. Fear and all they know well already. I'd say those are our most familiar and convenient tools. In this instance, however, as representative of the Tarantine Cabal, you have the option of taking a similar approach by cultivating in them not just servility, something even more rare. Gratitude. Ready to make my choice. I'm listening. We can go with the Fusiliers. Makes the most sense to give the Lehman Russ tank to the guard. You must carefully record your answer. I prepare the required transportation warrants. Me. Very well. Sorry, this mouse. Settled. Need to restock. What do you do? Whose wares would you like to take over? Look over. Fusiliers wares? Okay, so depending on the reputation, they're willing to sell stuff. Wears influence, not provoke attack of opportunity. So, las gun. Triumphant pistol. Last pistol. Spotter's auto gun. Corpseman's capes. When he heals an ally with their influence, they both gain +4 damage reduction for 1 round. Sell all junk. Let's just grab that stuff. Since these are actually consumed in dialogue. Stock. What city must have? Hergets. The key machine. All grenades, terms. Knife. Dueling hood. Sniper rifle. Sundering sniper rifle, apparently. Skin cloak. Deadly and Adomnia sniper rifle. Weapon deals additional bios damage. Remember, whether it kills an enemy gain +4 MP for 1 round. Wayseeker's boots. So yeah, breath of death. Recruit rifle. Inertial recruit armor. Blackstone flare. Ooh. Deadly needle rifle. Anything I ought to be aware of? Nothing of interest in mine. Let's go.
Always on the move.
I'll serve the position. Time to bless our path. The emphasis of execution of a assigned task, we must first possess adequate competence. The blessings of God and Burger will soon follow. Listen to Epi. She's always grumbling and throwing around clever words. She won't abandon you in the fight. Ah, there you are. Ready to embark? We're gonna be stuck here. Loaded up already. I'll be as much to be desire. I'll my skills. Once we're ready for departure, get to pray for the mission. Well, that's not a part without his blessing. Box alert system silent. May signal only when Bastion Serpentis is under threat.
Never still for long.
Our containers are marked by unknown symbols. We can send them our pack past deliveries from beyond the Quixus site. Mission Spirit, the Costar Typically gathers data about the mechanism operating the chamber. Inspect. Raven reads, the God Emperor sends forth the servants, enter the darkness without fear, and value above life. Oh, there's a gun cutter. Great. Sigil of the Inquisition. Target's morale is set to 0.
No sense in delay. Be on your guard.
Nope. The iPhone. Zero shipping container search as far as the eye can see. What do the Centillans have? Doom Flame Pistol. Target the attack must pass a metal test or lose 2 morale. Actually, I do want that. What do the Lates have? I'll take those 2 things. Alright, well, that's everything except for heading out. Actually, let's go back and grab those other 2 items now that I have the multi-keys. Multi-key. Cranial augmetic. Use the smell of my chemicals. Its inner side still bears a dark brown stain. What in the throne's name? I mean, by the throne, this interrogation room's taken. No one informed me? Fine, so be it. I'll requisition the next one. Suspicious. Acolyte limb. Latent Psyker. Oh, it's Latent Psyker. Found more than 100 corpses. Among them, your entire platoon, along with dozens of heretics. How do you explain this? This is what home with the Conqueror himself preserved me. Appeared to be in golden radiance and turned the bullets aside. How long did you discover this woman's to harm you? The God Emperor safeguards my company. Something else was at work.
At once.
Alright, so let's take this thing to the Medicae. Head Medicae officer.
No, sir.
Which is where? Do you need help with me? But you were the ones who needed help. Turn the found automatic. Trace people come through and you found automatic, but how? Where? Someone had hidden it in one of the interrogation rooms. Wasn't able to find out who exactly. It's a pity, of course, but you have already done more than enough for us. We'll do our best to catch up and do something ourselves next time. Soon this single medic doesn't put him on alert. And swiftly hands over if you wait, we look in the medic kit. Thank you, Aquay. I know it's not much, but it's from the personal section. You have the best quality. Got him for a watch over you during your missions. Cool.
Keeping my eyes open.
I can't find anything for helping the person stuck in the wall starving. Interrogate him.
Moving.
Oh, wait, what's this? Text stage? How's it going that way? Alright, so something hidden back there.
At once.
And random pressing didn't get me anywhere.
Mind your surroundings.
That light out my face. True evil. Whoever stalks in the shadows. An unbearable burden. To cast these shadows always.
Moving.
Hug
Keeping
meeting
my
here, you
eyes
know.
open.
True evil. Driver stalks in the shadows. An unbearable burden. To cast these shadows always. So evil, shadows, burden, shadows.
Always on the move.
Evil shadows, burden shadows. Evil shadows. Burden shadows, right? Unless I have all these flipped. Evil shadows, burden shadows. True evil forever stalks in the shadows. Unbearable burdens cast these shadows always. Welcome back. I'm trying to solve a puzzle before ending stream. I have no idea what I'm doing. Breaking Bad reference? Alright. Found it.
Be on your
Okay, so
guard.
true evil, stalk in shadows, our burden is to always cast shadows. Yeah, sorry, I don't watch Breaking Bad. Rare games that many MP. Whenever you use a psych power, they do not provoke attack opportunity. Friends on injector. Whenever the wearer's melee attack kills 2 or more enemies, the wearer gains +2 morale.
Never still for long.
So there's one last thing I want to check, and that's in here.
Moving.
Appear before me and report everything in full detail. Where you went, what you did, with whom you slept. Understood? It's a command, my lord. Shall execute your wish with utmost precision and diligence. This is not the first time. My brother's desire to see you. Dismiss. But you have summoned a warband, so I have not left remiss despite urging the other. What is the matter? Tuma, why was he stripped of his status of interrogator? Seeing it difficult to remain interrogator if your inquisitor is dead. Terrell is dead. His agent now has been absorbed by other members of the Turn Team plots. For Acolyte Ortos, he has a new assignment, one that he's best suited for. Whether you pass across again or not, you should concern yourself with your own state of affairs. Like, discuss the pressing issues at hand. A few minutes. Look the traces of the heretics of studies and what form might that take? Remember what you witnessed aboard shores of the blood you felt on the bridge, strewn with the mutilated bodies of the crew. Do you see anything of this nature? It can never be erased from memory. You cannot rid yourself of the chill running down your spine. Let experience and intuition guide you when similar events take place. You'll understand the points things you observe, and heresy will reveal itself. Fair enough saying now? And return to work, and this is the privilege of the day. Protects. And nods in response.
Always on the move.
Solitary tooth. Oh, outsiders hidden amongst the stars, but temporary custom knowledge required.
No sense in delaying.
Alright, that's probably gonna be it for stream today. Pretty much explored and did practically everything I can think of. Wait, no, still one thing left. Hi here. You, shooting contest. Well, can I shoot now? No. Next Chris, get your weapon pointed. Look, get a gun. Okay, so you have a gun equipped. Shoot now? Wager is a gun. And gives you not so serious one might think you have challenged her to a duel. From extensive observations, paint a high-passage vocal apparatus as a trophy does result in brain damage. I presume she's expressing her willingness to part with the standard issue Astra Militar Missile Projectile Sniper Rifle, reinforced barrel as a reward for winning the competition. Security glares at Penny. Wager is a gun. Very well, let's shoot. Your opponent lifts her rifle in one practice motion. 3 targets stand before you. Fire at the first target. Target disintegrates under your shot. General squeezes the trigger. The executor sends a round of her own downrange. Shot finds its mark, completely shredding the target. Feverish blush creeps over the executor's grim face. Again. Failed. Jerks and the shot goes wide. General squeezes the trigger. The executor sends a round of her own downrange. Here's shot misses. Here's blush creeps over there again. Luck asserts you. Target remains intact. Scary shot misses. The arrow turns pungent as the scent of sacred maintenance oil waves from your opponent's rifle. Fine. The woman offers you her weapon. Go. A dreaded sniper rifle. What the crap?
Moving.
Okay, cool. I got a new sniper rifle. Because my aim may have been crap, but hers was crappier. Alright, I've done literally everything I can reasonably think of as possible to do, so. They're broken. Alright, I'm gonna be ending stream here. I've done everything I can think of to do in this place. All that's left is to go out on the missions. So, that will be next time. Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be it for stream today. I will continue this tomorrow. Plan to do this on, given the fact that it's beta and, you know, testing and stuff like that, I plan to try to do this 2 times a week, thinking Thursdays and Fridays. Though I don't exactly know how much there is in the beta, so I hope I don't go through it too fast. But, yeah. Now I'm going to be ending stream here. This will be continued tomorrow, Friday, for my next stream. And, yeah, that said though, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow, join the Discord, all those things. It helps out, whatnot. With all that said, have a good time whatever time zone you're in. Yeah. Bye for now.